Oh my gosh. Becca?
Hannah said I have to be louder, so I will be. Just this midge. How you been, Hannah?
I'm great. How have you been?
Been chilling.
We're in person today and it's crazy.
It's chilly in here.
I love a crisp, cold room. The other day, I came back from wherever I was at and I got into my sheets and I was like, these are crisp. And it was the best feeling in the whole world. If I could have my way, I'd have the room at 60 degrees and then I would just pile blankets on top of me.
I I love the vibe. The problem is I like walk around my room a lot and like I have like warm hoodies but not warm pants. So I'm like
Pajama pants.
doesn't work out. Maybe.
You do have pajama pants. I know you love a pajama
I
pants.
do have many a pajama pant.
So, yeah, crisp. My dream is to have a weighted cooling blanket. That's my dream.
But you know those like you've seen those people in the like press bags of things together? We'll just do like ice packs.
They do exist. They're just really expensive.
I'll get you an ice pack pressed. You'll have to freeze it, but
Oh, okay.
it'll be good.
Anyways,
That would be terrible to fit in the freezer. You have to cut it into pieces.
yeah. What are we talking about today, Becca?
Tron. I genuinely couldn't remember. I was
I
like, we're
knew,
watching X-Men, but I didn't watch the next one.
I knew,
Tron.
I knew you were gonna forget. This
Wait,
is
did we
gonna come
watch
out
it?
before X-Men even starts, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know, but we were currently in the midst of watching X-Men.
Yeah, we're a little behind the scenes. We're currently in the midst of watching X-Men, but when I have a list of a couple movies that when they come out, Tron being one of them, we will insert those in where they need to be. And Tron Ares to be exact, is one of those movies. I'll just start off by saying I've talked about OG Tron on this podcast before. I semi recently watched the 80s Tron. Okay, I've seen them all, but I semi recently rewatched 80s Tron. And it's very 80s. It's very somebody I think they said I was listening to a thing about Tron and the original one was shot all in black and white and then they went in and added or effects it or
Well, lots
something.
of I don't know if it was shot in black and white, but most of the special effects were not digital. Like they were, but they weren't. Like so like scenes where they have like those big boards behind them and it's all like science, like stuff that we would do in
Hmm.
CGI now that'd be super easy. They had like boards that they would put on top of each other and then they'd splice the cells up and then paint in each individual one and put them on top of each other like a picture, like old animation, I guess, like cells.
Crazy. So
Wild.
anyway, I semi recently watched the old Tron, and then I was like, I was excited about Tron Ares. When I saw the teaser trailer, I was like, Tron in the real world?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So I was excited about this. I like Tron, but I'm not like a die-hard Tron fan. So I was like excited, but also didn't want to get my hopes too high because movies these days,
Movies these
movies these
days.
days ain't great. Great. So I was skeptical, but also excited. The day it is in theaters, I'm at work and I'm thinking, I had a thought to myself, what were those couple movies that we needed to go see for the pod and insert those in? Because I was thinking about the schedule anyway. I was like, Tron, Tron comes out today. I'm gonna go see it today. So I went and saw it. I had full intentions of rewatching Legacy also before I watched Tron Ares, but I didn't have time for that because I was going to see it today after work. So, did not watch Tron Legacy before I watched Ares the first time. But then I watched Tron Ares, and then I was like, this is so good. Becca, when you go see it, I'm gonna go see it again. And I watched Tron Legacy before I watched it the second time.
That's a lot of Tron
It's a
for
lot of Tron.
a weekend.
Yeah, it was all in one weekend. So, I'll just start off with my 2 cents and say, obviously, I saw it twice. I thought it was very good. I like I thought it was so good. The thing people are being too critical of this movie, mostly just because of Jared Leto. People do not like Jared Leto, so they don't want to go see this movie. Please, 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 please go see this movie. Like, it's so good. Is it perfect? No. Is it the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life? No. But it's a good movie. And Tron, I think Tron is a great concept, and like the Tron world could be such a huge franchise if we don't let Jared Leto
Take
take
that
down
away.
this movie. Which, by the way, I have no problems with Jared Leto. He could do whatever he wants. I thought he was great in this movie. Okay. Um. So those are my 2 cents. What Becca has different.
I've got a few different opinions. Before the movie came out, all I had heard about it was Jared Leto slander, and it did make me want to go watch it because I didn't see anything that wasn't making fun of it. It kind of made me go and go watch it. I did think it was gonna be terrible. I watched the trailer. I don't remember watching the trailer, but I know I did. And I thought this is gonna be like it's gonna be one of those movies where like it looks really cool, but then like the movie's not great. There's no bones. So that's what I was going into it, thinking it was gonna be like but bad. I went into it. I watched the whole thing. Would I watch this movie again? Probably not. But I do think it was a good movie, just not for me. I thought it was yeah better than what I was gonna be.
I give this movie an 8 out of 10.
And here's my difficult for me because I right after we watched it, I was like, oh, 5 out of 10. It's better than it's like a 6 out of 10 movie, but I didn't enjoy watching it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't love the characters, I
I
think.
found this movie so captivating from the very beginning. Like I was like so in from the very beginning. Like Tron and Tron Legacy are like, yes, the lights are very cool and it's cool like in the grid and it's all this stuff. Especially Legacy like is very like kind of mesmerizing, but this one like I was captivated from the very beginning. I like it would just drew me in so hard.
There were some really cool bits. Like
Yes.
I do like there was some captivating elements. I just didn't love it.
And this may be controversial. I think the music in this one is better than Tron Legacy. This one's Nine Inch Nails, and Legacy is what? Depeche Mode?
Uh, Daft Punk.
Daft Punk. He talks about Depeche Mode in the
Yeah.
movie. The other one's Daft Punk. Nine Inch Nails knew what they were doing in this movie. Especially, okay, let's just say, maybe we'll say that the quality of music is the same in both. The way that some moments hit with the music in this movie were just like so good.
The music was I agree that the music was great, but the music was so good that immediately fall we were getting in the car leaving the theater and I go, "Hannah, what do you want to listen to?" Put on the soundtrack of the movie we just listened to.
Which I never have
We've
never done in my
never
whole
done that ever. We listened to the
life.
most of the soundtrack.
Because there's one specific scene that's just like I was like I'm obsessed with that scene.
Although the
Like,
soundtrack is not in the order as it appears in the movie.
yeah, and we couldn't find the little bit that I was talking about. But anyway, the music is so my specific note written down, the music is killer. It is so good in this movie, and I was so captivated from the beginning. I would like to point out there has also been a lot of criticism about how this movie has no story and the story and legacy is so good and like all this stuff. Listen, Legacy is fine. Like Legacy is good. This one is better. Um and I like how they put little nods to OG Tron and Legacy in this one. Most notably is spoiler alert, they go into the 80s grid and it's all 80s, even the way it's shot and the way it looks on the film, very 80s. Like it's like grainy like the 80s films were, and like it's very good. And then they put nods to Legacy. The very beginning of Legacy and Ares are the same vibes of like the news is telling you what's going on, which I thought was a good because it catches it's been 15 years since Legacy. I believe that came out in 2010. Um, so some people need to catch up, myself included, even though I'm familiar with Tron.
I did not rewatch Legacy, so it was good for me.
You don't need you need to know about Tron. I would say watching the OG Tron would be more important than watching Legacy for this movie, specifically because they go into the 80s grid. But like Legacy, you don't really need to know anything about Legacy because um Sam is not in it and Cora's not in it and they're really the, the what's going on in Legacy. So you need to know about Tron, but you don't need to be like an expert on Legacy to see Ares. Um, we were trying to take our brother-in-law, who has never seen any Tron. He didn't end up coming. He was busy or something. But we were gonna take him, and I think he would have been fine if he. We were just like, I told him I was like, there's a grid. The code be the people. All these things.
Yeah.
I think he would have been fine.
Video game. Now you're in the video game.
Now you're in the video game. Gotta get sucked into the video game. Tron. Anyway, I did think the something that this movie has going for it over the other movies is in the other ones, I kind of find myself separating the two worlds of like the real world and the grid of being like, oh, like especially in Legacy where it's like, oh, they're like doing the games and they have like all the nightclub in the grid. Whereas like this one in the grid, it is like you see Evan Peters' character like doing code and like trying to hack into Encom, and the characters in the grid are hacking into Encom, so it's like very like it just makes it make sense.
It's a good visualization.
Yeah, which I really love because I'm somebody who will get confused. I will get confused and I will like Legacy or specifically like the grid and what they were doing in the real world was just two different things to me. Whereas this one it's like, okay, this makes sense that he's hacking and it's like it makes sense. It makes sense. In this one, something that I don't think it needed in this movie, Jeff Bridges.
Is that the bad guy boss?
No, he's the guy from the OG
Oh,
grid.
no.
He's in the 80s grid. I don't think they needed Jeff Bridges in this movie.
I feel like so. Hold on. Can I do a recap?
Oh
And
yes,
then
so sorry.
yeah. Recap of the movie.
Mm.
We begin. Bad guy boss. I forget the names of the company.
Dillinger.
Dillinger.
Dillinger and Encom.
Dillinger boss. He is like he has these guys who are in charge in the grid. Boom, name's Ares. You're in charge, and you got your coworker buddies whose name Athena and etc.
Okay, for a second, are you talking about the redheaded guy
No.
in the Dillinger system? Okay, when they're hacking into Encom and they're like they're getting fought off at the end and the one guy like gets his leg like and he's like damaged and Athena's like leave him. That guy?
Yeah.
He had to have had a bigger role in this movie because I knew he was in this movie from the press and all the stuff. He was in it for 2 seconds. He had to have had a bigger role and they had to cut it for some reason because there's no way they were throwing him all in the press for that one scene.
They were like, we gotta dilute the Jared Leto.
There's no way.
I didn't see the
Sorry.
press, but I didn't see much of it.
Continue
Anyway,
on.
they got the buddies, and he's like, you guys are my bros. You guys are my security system. Let's go hack the other guys. The other guy's CEO is the sister of the lady from she's not in the last one.
No, so Sam Flynn stepped away from the company for personal reasons. Whether that's he didn't want to be in this movie or couldn't be in this movie for whatever reason, scheduling, personal, who cares? It's not about him. It's about these just these two girls who were game programmers who are now the
Yeah.
CEOs.
One of them died from cancer. She was searching for the permanence code, which makes when you can bring stuff from the grid into the real world now. That's crazy. Wow. Only lasts 29 minutes. She's looking for this line of code that's already been made that makes it last longer than 25 minutes, 29 minutes. She finds it in her secret hideout. Sister's secret hideout, our secret hideout. Finds it. Oh my gosh, we made oranges. Let's bring it back. The bag Dillinger finds out and he's like, I'm gonna steal that. He tries to steal it, doesn't work. She takes the code, puts it in a little USB, hides it in her jacket. He's like, we can't steal the code. Let's just steal her. She knows the code. Sends out her robot guys, Ares, Athena, in the real world. Cut is a big, huge mess. Much destruction. Much. It's on the news. All this stuff to go and take her. After a big fight, they take her. She breaks the code in half, so now it's just in her memory, except for she doesn't remember it. It's because she just saw it the one time. She gets yoinked into the grid, right? And they're all like, "Hey, we can't get the code out of her without killing her." And he's like, "Whatever, just get the code out of her. I don't care if it kills her." And they're like, "Whoa, okay." So Athena's like, yeah, let's do this. And Ares is like, I'm not so sure about this. I'm actually gonna trick you into thinking that we don't have to kill her. Doesn't work out. Lasts about 30 seconds, that little trick. And so he breaks out with the sister, and her name's Eve. They break out, and he's like, I'm gonna send you to the portal that'll take you out of the grid. They're
Pause. That scene was my favorite.
with the jumping
Them
out of the grid.
them breaking out of the Dillinger grid.
Pretty good scene. I love. Okay,
Chef's
lot
kiss.
in Tron, right? the the what are they called? Like scooters, the bikes
Uh-huh.
with the lines behind them. That's excellently done in this movie. Just
Mm.
in the real world, on the grid, anyways. But you see a lot of like kind of the same things. When they're leaving, they ride on these water stuff, and it looks dope. It looks so cool, and there's a little bit of extra stuff that's like different.
Mm.
I love that.
Great
That
scene.
was cool.
Hmm.
Anyway, they escape. And he's like, so in exchange for me escaping you, you have to give me the code so that I can live. And she's like, all right, cool, that's fine with me. But we have to. You've got 29 minutes. We have to get to what? Are they getting to the laser thing, or they're trying to get
They're
somewhere?
going back to the office to get into the 80s grid.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Oh no, we can't make it in time. Steals another motorcycle. Let's get there. They get there with like 5 minutes left. Coding, typing, hacking, etc. They're like, we got it. We'll send you into the grid. You've got like 30 seconds left. Perfect. He's like, perfect. Then Athena, who has been sent off to go kill all of them, and she kind of, I don't know. What is that called? She stops listening to the boss guy, and she's like, I'm in charge now, pretty much. You gave me a thing, and I'm gonna freaking follow that thing. Makes a big Tron. What are those called?
I don't know.
These guys.
These guys,
You know these guys? I don't remember what they're
the
called.
beams. I remember them being in Legacy way more than they actually were.
Probably.
But anyway,
I remember
they float in the
we fought
sky. I think what it is they're in the game that they
yeah,
make for, but they say it in the movie and I don't remember what they said. They're like, there's a giant whatever in the sky.
it's from Tron Legacy.
Yeah, but I'm saying they say it in this movie and I still
I don't
don't.
remember.
I,
She's in one of those, and it's massive, freaking huge. And in the process of this, she kills the bad guy's mom. Oh no!
which actually got me.
And she's gonna come get them. Ares sees this and he's like, actually, I'm not gonna go into the grid that will save my life, that this whole thing is for. I'm just gonna fight her, but it doesn't work out. This was a good, I enjoyed this part. They just shoot him with the laser anyway.
Hmm.
And he goes into the grid, and then they immediately forget about her. Like, they turn around and continue what they're doing unrelated, and then they're like, oh shoot, we
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about her. 2 seconds later, she comes in, she blows up the whole building. They fight. She cuts the laser in half so Ares can't come back. Oh no. I'm blanking on what happens immediately in this fight.
They fight in.
Yeah, they fight.
Um, her friends show up and well, she runs out of time.
Ah,
So
she runs out of time. And we go to the 80s grid. We're in the 80s grid now. 80s music. This guy, he likes 80s because we chillin'. Aries. He goes into the 80s little bar that he rides it. Very cool. Meets the old guy whose name I'm blanking on.
Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges.
Kevin Flynn?
Who
Kevin? Flynn. It's Flynn
Flynn
for
for sure.
sure. I think it's Kevin.
Okay. There's like posters with his name, and right now I can see it's Flynn.
Yeah.
Steve? Kevin. I
It's
think it's Kevin.
Kevin.
Anyway, he becomes like he's like a robot, kind of puts his conscience and whatever. And he's like, "So you wanna live?" And he's like, "That's cool. That's pretty chill with me. That's crazy." He kind of like it's kind of like mentors, but he doesn't actually really tell him nothing. They're just kind of chat for a while.
This is why I don't think we need this scene. It was kind of just like it was very like nostalgia bait of like the 80s Tron. We need Jeff Bridges. He's the guy. But like not a lot was really said,
Yeah,
but a lot of time was taken up.
I feel like they treated it as if it was a turning point because it
Hmm.
was like talking about him wanting to live, but then they didn't actually say anything.
Hmm.
Nobody, I just nothing.
He is only there so that
Takes up
Ares can
time.
get the code,
Yeah,
but like he didn't need to get it from Jeff. He could have gotten it from anywhere.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, here's the code. Magic. You can now live forever. Except for just kidding. Now you can die. That's crazy. He goes back in the real world. They've been fighting at this point. Uh, I don't know. I think they just resent Athena
hmm
to go get Eve. Uh, I we're jumping to the when they're in the city. I don't actually remember how they get there. They're fighting. There's a big fight scene.
Her friends show up. Eve's friends show up, and she's like, "We need you to hack in
Yes.
and stop them, and I'm gonna go distract Athena while you do that."
I'm gonna go distract her. We're gonna go hack in and destroy the Dillinger grid so that Athena can't come back. Ares pops out of Flynn's old laser that is in an abandoned building? Question mark.
Flynn's arcade.
Yeah, and he pops out and he kind of joins the battle a little bit. They're fighting. He's blue now, or white, I guess.
Well, because it's been the Dillinger system is red and
Yeah,
the Encon system is blue. But like now that he's real, he's not part of a system no
he's
more.
white,
He's white.
which anyway.
Hmm.
They'd be fighting. They'd be fighting. I think the end is just a big fight scene. All the drones go down because they successfully got rid of the Dillinger grid, and Athena has been mortally wounded. And then Ares is like, "Oh shoot, you're not gonna come back," and she's like, "No, I did my job. Like I did my job. Like what gives?" And he's like, "You did do your job. Goodbye forever." Killed her. And actually, I think they just leave her and she like dies or something.
She
Dies like that.
dissipates
Yeah.
as they always be doing
Anyway,
in Ares' arms.
what happens next?
Then they say, "Wow, that was so amazing," and then a little time jump. Ares in the real world. He's just being a guy.
Just being a guy. He's in Italy. Is he in Italy?
Think he's in Italy.
He's in somewhere where there's like motorcycles and he's drinking coffee, and that's
Yeah,
giving me Italy vibes.
I did think that at first, but I think it might be like Spain or something.
That's the same vibes though, motorcycles and
You didn't
coffee.
really hear anybody talking.
He's be living life.
He basically becomes Jared Leto
Yeah.
at the end of this movie. Motorcycle riding,
For all we
blonde
know, he's in a van.
hair. Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
happily ever after.
Hmm. It leaves room for a next movie for two reasons. Number one, um, Ares has pictures of Cora and Sam as if he's gonna go find them because Cora is also a program that is now living in the real world. And then also Evan Peters' character, Dillinger, what's his first name?
Something stupid.
Dillinger. He
It's Jay something. That's his username is Jay Dillinger.
oh, okay. He to run away from the cops goes inside the Dillinger grid.
Not knowing that it's been destroyed.
Yes. So now he's in the grid, end credit scene.
It's not like it's not like Wreck-It Ralph doesn't exist. It's just like destroyed grid.
Yes. So, which Evan Peters, I will buy anything that man is selling. So if they make another Tron movie where he is bad guy in the grid, oh, we may have, I don't know what happened.
That's a great
There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Evan Peters, if they make another Tron movie where he is bad guy in the grid, I I'm there. I'm there. If Evan Peters is in the movie, I'm there. I will buy anything this man is selling.
What
I
else is
love
he?
Evan Peters.
What else is he in?
He's Quicksilver.
Is that him?
Yes.
Is that why I thought? I was like, he looks so familiar, but I can't think of a single thing I
S-
know him from.
Speaking of our X-Men rewatch, Becca literally just watched all the X-Men he's in.
Same.
He's younger in those movies.
Yeah, I know.
But he's his big role he was on American Horror Story for 10 years, question mark? I don't even know. Um, but and then he's sprinkled in some things here or there. I love Evan Peters. I love him. And I'll buy anything that man is selling. I will go see the movie. Although, question about him in this movie, he's covered in tattoos in this movie. Those did not play a part in the film at all.
I thought I because I didn't recognize him, I just thought those were the actor's
No,
tattoos.
he's covered. You can see tattoos above his chest and all on his arms. And I'm like, was there something in this movie that then got cut? I was hoping we were gonna have a shirtless Evan Peters scene, but we did not get that. I was
He's
like,
just got tattoos right here and right here. And
yeah, but he even like wears like a short sleeve shirt at one point. And it's like all the way up his arm. So I'm imagining entire torso, arms covered. They're like techie type tattoo. I'm having an aneurysm. They are techie like tattoo.
techie. Are they just kind of like those like some of these
Like
guys?
they look like a computer chip type lines,
Oh,
like with the
oh yeah.
lines and the circles. They look like that. So I'm like, oh, this is very grid-esque. Is something gonna happen? He's gonna take off his shirt. He's gonna have something on his chest
For the next
with
movie.
the grid. I was like, so either there was something in this movie that they took out that had to do with the tattoos, or they're setting up something for later films because it did not matter at all in this film. Was not even
I did
mentioned.
think that though, and I was like, I just thought it was the actor.
No, which if he got those in real life all over his body, I'd be shocked. Because I haven't seen a recent shirtless picture of him. Um, even a recent short sleeve picture of him. But I think those were specifically for the character because they're like techie type tattoos.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, I was hoping for a shirtless Evan Peters scene. Did not get that. What were the tattoos for? Evan, let me know. I will go see anything you're in. Moving on. Back to Jeff Bridges. I don't think they needed him in this movie. I think that part of the movie slowed it down.
I think
Like,
that they were meant to take up because he has to be gone for that entire fight scene when he comes back to save the day, and she has to come back. Athena has to come back twice in that time,
yeah.
so that has to take up.
But like I don't know, like the dialogue between Flynn and Ares just felt like really like like old times the 80s, like
Yeah, yeah.
when it could have just been him like in the 80s grid trying to find the code. But that's nitpicky though.
I think
Like,
it probably would have been if you took him out and put instead an 80s-esque puzzle,
yes.
that would have been perfect filler.
Yes. See, like, was it horrible? No. I just think there are better things that they could have done with that 80s grid. And I get Jeff Bridges is like Tron, but like, I don't think we needed him in this
You know
movie.
what I did love in this movie?
Evan
The
Peters.
no, but
That man is so good at being chaotic. He is
in
so good.
when they're fighting the Dillinger guys that are not Ares and Athena, and they have those staffs, and the staffs do the thing that
Yes.
the rest, and they like go physical. Dope.
Okay,
That's awesome.
okay, let's talk about the light. What are we calling these? The
Beams.
the beams in this movie that have are in all Tron movies that like you see coming out of the back of the motorcycles. They use them so well in this movie. You got the motorcycles, you got the sword type things Becca was just
The
talking about,
drones.
and you got like planes and boat river raft thing. So good in all of these like and especially into the real world, like everything is so good. The light and the it's just of course the way the lights are like when they're doing specifically the fight scenes with those like bar beams, incredible. So good. I, for whatever reason, thought that they were like plasma light and but they're solid. You see in this movie that they're solid. I think it's just because like we've never interacted with these light beams in a way that we have this movie in Legacy and Tron
Yeah.
that like you're like, "Oh, they're solid." Like you could tap on it. Because I just imagine like every time I think of Tron it's like, "Oh, when you run the bike runs into the light beam, it like you're dead." But I guess it's because you're going so fast.
Well, so the first half of not the first half, but the first good chunk of this movie, I thought they were behaving like that because they're going through a bunch of cars and the cars
Yeah.
keep hitting them and they like burn up, they like explode.
Well, a car gets cut directly in half. You see
Yeah,
that in the
stuff
teaser
like that.
trailer.
And I'm like, so these are obviously like fire kind of
Yeah.
things, like plasma. But then like 10 minutes later in a similar or the same fight scene, the car goes into it slower and it just kind of stops. Like it's a crash, but it doesn't like explode. So I'm like,
Yeah. Solid.
interesting.
Solid
A little
beams.
misleading there, but
Yeah. So, but
still very good.
excellent. Excellent with the light beams. Another thing that was excellent in this movie, the CGI. CGI was excellent. If I'm watching a movie and I don't think about the CGI, that means it's very good. Because in my mind, this is real. This is 100% real, all of it. So if I don't think about the CGI, that means it was excellent. And I didn't think 1 minute. Somebody said something about the CGI, and I go, oh yeah, I guess a lot of this was CGI. Didn't even think about it. Same thing with Superman. Didn't even think about Crypto being CGI. The dog. Didn't even think about it, which means job well done. Job well done. I think like the plot in this movie is good also. Like
I feel like
here's okay, here's what I
the
say.
plot, but not the story.
There is plot because like and I think it pertains to the real world today. This movie, correct me if I'm wrong, Jared Leto has trying to get a sequel from this movie since Legacy came out. So like 15 years ago, AI wasn't really like a thing. Like it was a thing, but like not really. But like AI is so embedded in our world today that like this feels like a real world problem. Like or could be a real world problem. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like like imagine permanence code in real life, like people would be fighting tooth and nail to get that code because it's Encom versus Dillinger. It's basically like good versus bad because Dillinger's trying to use it to like militarize weapons and Encom's trying to like grow food. So like that would be something that's happening if this was real in our world. And it works for me and it the characters were great. I love all the characters except for Jeff. Um And the one redheaded guy, I forgot his name, that dies in 2 seconds that we thought were gonna be important and he wasn't. And yeah. Mrs. Dillinger, great. Dillinger's mom, forget all of their names. But Evan Peters and Evan Peters' mom, great. Gillian Anderson is the actress's name. I don't know any of the characters' name except Aries. I thought, yeah, I thought it was just all great. Like, and like having Dillinger go into the game was excellent. I think that will be, some people were like, "Oh, why didn't they do that halfway through the movie and then he would have become the bad guy?" I'm like, "I see where you're coming from, but I think you would want to flesh that out more."
Yeah.
Which is,
I
it
I think
makes
this
sense to
is
me.
good even before they showed that he came back because it was like the grid has been shut down. Like he's basically killing himself by
Hmm.
going there, and because he doesn't know. And I thought that was cool. And then he comes back like still cool.
Yes.
He's just trying to run away.
Everything Evan Peters does in this movie is great. It's great. Him going into the grid, him being chaotic, evil, and like, I love the fact that he's like doing his code and he's like, "I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm a genius." I'm like, because if I was doing that, I would say the same thing. I'd be like, "I'm a genius. I'm a literal genius." Yeah. Oh, it's, and Ares had me kind of caring about him.
He's the main guy.
No, but like he's like very AI robot. Like, I don't know, I just like kind of cared about Ares a little bit.
You're supposed to.
No, but like, I don't know. I was like, do I care about this guy? That's crazy. But I think there are a lot of like cliches this movie could have gone down. It didn't. Good thing they didn't though, because the whole time Ares and Eve had kind of like a vibe of like, are they gonna get together like Cora and Flynn did? They didn't, which I was like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't. I thought they were full. I fully thought they were gonna kiss at the end when they were like, "We're saved. Everything's good." They did not kiss. The whole bit with Ares like basically defects because he can smell the rain, and which, okay, but then Athena has a moment where she's like feeling the rain as well, and she doesn't defect. So I'm glad they actually had a fight at the end, and again we didn't go down the route of let's talk it out and
Anna hates when they just diffuse the
be better
situation.
people. No, I want to see somebody kick somebody else's butt, and that's what happened. Okay, give me a fight scene. Don't fix it with love. Bleh. No, disgusting. So I'm glad that they strayed away from those themes, and yeah, I thought it was a very good movie. It all worked for me. It felt like a Tron music video in the best way possible.
I agree with that.
This movie felt like everything that before I watched this movie, thought Tron was, which, but just like to a nth degree that is so captivating. It was incredible.
I think that's so you see a lot of people making sequels or reboots, and you're like, I feel like they just went through the first movie and made a checklist of all the things that people liked, and then made a movie solely comprised of those things. This is like they did that checklist, and then they built a movie around it, like they're supposed to. They built a movie, and they're like, make sure we include the things that people like, but we're making a movie. We're
Hmm.
not making a checklist.
Hmm.
I think they did that well.
This movie works for me, and I will watch this again. I told our dad, who likes Tron, who I was like, "Oh, I saw Tron Ares the other day," and he's like, "Oh my gosh, is it out?" I just like watched Legacy the other day for fun, and I was like, "I think you should go watch Ares. It's very good." And I told him, I said, "This is a movie that like the surround sound will enhance the film." So like if you're gonna watch this movie, like find some surround sound or go see it in the theater. Cause in the theater I was like, ah,
It's
this is
sweet.
crazy. It is very good. But like you thought it was okay?
No, I think it's a good movie. I just didn't like it as much as you did.
Okay. I guess I mean our
This
rating
is,
systems are off.
yeah, my rating systems are off. I think for me, it's mostly a matter of taste and a little bit like, I didn't care about the characters.
Do you feel the same way about Legacy and Tron though? Like they're just
Yeah,
okay.
like they're good movies. I just don't love them.
I think if you
I do rewatch Tron Legacy. I have watched it multiple times, but I've only seen the original once.
mm, I think if you are a diehard Tron fan, I think you will like this movie.
Yeah,
Because it's to me everything Tron is and should be.
you just have to forget about Jared Leto, and then
Just
it's perfect.
just why are you letting don't let Jared Leto kill the Tron franchise. Don't let him do that. And in order for him not to do that, you have to go see the movie. You have to go to the theaters, you have to watch it. Okay? And I think you'll be better for it. Tron, what a movie I will be watching again. Would recommend. Any
Perfect.
final words?
Um, the soundtrack is dope. The lighting is dope. I restrained myself. You talked about the lighting this episode because I knew you would. It was dope.
It was dope. And Evan Peters, we love you. Okay, bye.